Hey guys, this is Heather from healthyveganrecipes.net. Today we are going to make the fastest bean dip ever. It's something that I make for lunch fairly often because it's so quick and easy, and also because, of course, it tastes awesome and it's really healthy. What we're going to start with is a base of red lentils, which are the split red lentils, so they cook really fast. To make it even faster, if you have an electric kettle, put some water in there, bring it to a boil, and then it will come to a boil even faster. We're going to start by putting some spices into the pot and toast them a little bit to bring out their flavor. Okay, so I've got this pot back here on medium-high heat. I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of some mixed Indian spice. I'll post a link to that spice mix. You could also use just a mix of any Indian spices that you like, so cumin, coriander, turmeric. That's pretty much what I have in here. And so like I said, when you toast them, it's going to bring out their flavor a little bit more, but you got to make sure they don't burn. I like to dry toast them because it brings out the flavor of the spice, whereas most people will toast this in oil, which causes the spice to infuse into the oil, which is nice, but it kind of closes the flavor of the spice, whereas this will open the flavor out as the oils in those spices come out. And you can hear my water starting to come to a boil. So what I'm going to do now is add the red lentils, and that is what they look like for those of you who have not seen them. They're split in half and they're orange. When they cook, they will turn yellow. So not quite red, but what are you going to do? So stir the spices through the lentils. Just get it mixed. It'll diffuse the heat a little bit. This is getting kind of hot, so I'm going to turn it down to about 4. My scale goes to 9, so it's like a medium-low. Then once your water comes to a boil, I usually just pour it in until it looks about right, but I'm going to measure for you guys today. You can hear it sizzle when I dump in the water because the pot and the lentils are already hot. You can see it's boiling right away. So I'm going to do a little bit more. So once you get that boiling, you can turn it down. I'm going to turn it down to just above 2 and put a lid on it so the water doesn't all evaporate. For spices, you can do any type of spice you want or dried herbs if you prefer. I like the Indian flavor with the lentils, just goes pretty nicely, and I'm going to put in some toasted sesame oil as well, which is always really nice with the Indian spices. I like a fair amount of those spices. You can use more or less depending on your taste, but I don't like things to taste spicy, like hot spicy. So I don't have any cayenne or anything like that in there, but if you want to, it does taste really fantastic if you're into that kind of thing. So leave that to boil. It shouldn't take more than 10-15 minutes for these lentils to cook. You can give them a stir every so often if you want. Make sure they're softening up, and just make sure it doesn't run out of water because then the beans will dry up. Also, don't add any salt yet because it'll cause the lentils to get a hard outer skin and they won't cook properly. So don't add salt until the lentils are fully cooked. Okay, so that's been boiling away, and the downside, by the way, of glass pots is that they break, and I broke the lid for this pot, so I use a plate as my lid, but I have to be careful because it gets hot just sitting there, and it also gets a lot of condensation. So take a look here. Those are perfectly cooked. So I'm going to turn the heat off. And what I'm going to add here is a little bit of apple cider vinegar. You can also use lemon or lime juice. They taste lovely, especially with this flavor combo. And then I'm going to add as well some sunflower seed butter. You can use tahini, you can use almond butter. You could even use peanut butter in this recipe if you want to. It will have a very peanut buttery flavor, but if you like that, it'll be kind of like a bean peanut butter dip for spring rolls that you might get. Just a lot thicker. So that was about 2 tablespoons of nut seed butter. For those of you, by the way, who want all of the exact recipe and measurements and directions and all that fun stuff, I will post that over on healthyveganrecipes.net. You can just head over to the link with the video and find all that info. The nice thing about doing a red lentil dip is that you don't even need a blender or a food processor because they get so soft that I'm just mixing this up with a fork until it's smooth. The last couple things I'm going to add for some flavor are, I've got a couple small cloves of garlic there that I'm going to press in. Fresh garlic is fantastic for helping prevent colds and flu, so it's a great time to get some garlic in your life. And then I've got a little bit of toasted sesame oil because its flavor is just irreplaceable. There's nothing quite like it. Although it is optional, I mean, you don't have to put it in. You can season this however you like. I would normally put some fresh ginger in here, but the ginger at the store yesterday was just kind of pathetic looking. It was all small and kind of shriveled, didn't look like it had much flavor to it, so I passed. And today I'm putting garlic in here instead. Once you get all of your seasoning in there, you need to add a little bit of salt. Which I'm using my Herbamere. I'll post the spelling of this stuff because a lot of you have been asking me. I get it just at the grocery store. They do have a website. I'm not sure if you can order it on their website or not, but I think you can order it on Amazon now. Amazon seems to have everything. If you ever feel like you can't find an ingredient, check Amazon. And they're selling all kinds of food on there now. Okay, so all that's left is to give it a taste and make sure you like it. Yep. It's good. It always tastes slightly different because I make it in a slightly different way, use maybe some different spices or different amounts of things. So it's always interesting to see how it turns out, but today it's really, really good. I don't always toast the spices, and that really made a difference in the flavor, I think. To serve this, you can put it as just a spread for a sandwich or a wrap. One thing I love to do is to steam some carrots and beets and then grate them and put them in here. The beets will turn it pink, so it looks kind of fun, but it makes a great filling for lettuce wraps. And I also like to put this on top of a salad or on top of just some steamed vegetables. Makes for a great flavor combo, and it makes the meal more filling because you get some lentils in there. So that's about it. You can again find the recipe over at healthyveganrecipes.net. I hope you guys try it, enjoy it, and I will see you next time.